Hi everyone, it is me, Sailor Neptune, Sailor SeaWorld, Michelle here, and today we're going to talk about, you know, um, we're going to talk about, why we became NEARKIN. Now I know a lot of folks who watch Sailor Moon would know that GLEE had Zoisite become a woman, and it's been told over and over again about how Zoisite became a woman, and about how Fisheye became a woman too. Now, we were already women, so we couldn't be shifted into women since we were already women. So what happened to Zoisite and Fisheye could not happen to us. But our kinship was shifted, and I guess the drawing books, I would guess, and Sailor Moon, through Sailor Moon Hearst Free, Forever, and Stars, as well as Sailor Moon S or Sailor Moon Sailor Stars, we were unstraight lovers who met when we were in High Learn, who became sailor fighters together, and you know the rest. Now, Pioneer Glee, that had gotten the rights to handle Sailor Moon's English work after the Deep Glee deal came to an end, were in the same bind that Deke would have been in due to Zoisite and Millikite. So, Pioneer Glee or Pathseeker Glee had to shift our kinship, and our kinship shifted to being near kin. Yeah, we would say, oh, we're near kin, we grew up around the same time, we were around the same years, our mother and father were always, that our mother and father was always around her mother and father, and we hanged out a lot when we were younger. So we had that near bond. And yes, that may have worked, but then some folks seen a lot of things that were being done was not being matching up to what was being said. What was being said wasn't matching up to what was being done. A lot of folks saw, a lot of things going on, saw us always being together, or holding hands, or whatever they may have seen us doing in the drawing shows. Like, well, it doesn't match up to what to being straight near kin would be. So a lot of folks didn't buy us being near kin. And the only guess I can come up with to why Pioneer Glee or Pathseeker Glee chose to make us that way was to not get in a bind with the folks that were, that were against that kind of a thing. They did not want someone to say, that's it, I'm going to get a hold of Cartoon Network or Drawing Show Folk Work in the 4-1 Reichs, or in YTV Folk Work in the Settled-Land, and I'm going to bitch about it. A bitch about how I saw a show with unstraight folks to it until Cartoon or Drawing Show and YTV would tell Pioneer, sorry, you can't do this, because a lot of folks are bitching about it. So that's why I believe Pioneer Glee, in my belief, shifted us to near kin. Now, a lot of folks out there will never truly know why Pioneer Glee or Pathseeker Glee chose to do that. They'll have their own beliefs and their own thoughts, like we have here. There might be most likely someone in the Sailor Moon followership who will say, and if you come up with the true grounds of it, you don't know. All we know is that Pioneer Glee, also known a Pathseeker Glee, says pioneer is a Frenchish borrowed word. The English word would be Pathseeker, I guess, a path starter or whatever, and they chose to make us nearkin. And now there was a unheld belief by some in the Sailor Moon followership that Pathseeker GLEE was making fun of Deep GLEE for having to shift Zoisite into a woman. Now, if that was true, by the time the 4 following comes along, you have Fisheye. So then Pioneer GLEE had to make Fisheye a woman too. So if you were making fun of someone for having to shift someone over to shifting someone, making fun of someone shifting Zoisite from a man to a woman, well then what's Pioneer GLEE got to do? They got to shift Fisheye from a man to a woman. So that whole thing falls right flat on its rear after that. And at the end of the day, a lot of folks out there will say that they chose to do it because there were a lot of folks in this world, and I guess there still are, who are against that. For every man and woman out there who is trusting, trusting, open-minded, and it takes the time to love and care and to learn and to be open-minded and trusting of folks who are straight and unstraight and what it means to be straight or unstraight. There are many folks out there who are not so open-minded, trusting, and understanding of it. So at that time, that was why I guess it was done. Now, someone will say, Viz didn't have to do anything. Yeah, by the time Viz News got the rights to work with Sailor Moon, they didn't, the mindset, the understanding, the trusting, the learning, with more folks were awake now when it came to, being trusting and open-minded and, of folks who were unstraight, whatever need be that be. So Viz News didn't have to shift anything, unlike Deep GLEE or Pioneer GLEE, that they had the rights to work with Sailor Moon back in the day. Now, this is only my beliefs to why Pioneer GLEE or Pathseeker GLEE made us nearkin. I don't truly have the answer. And unless you can get a hold of someone at Deep GLEE or Pioneer GLEE and they tell you this is why we made Zoisite a woman. This is why Mara Michelle became nearkin. This is why Fisheye became a woman. Unless you hear from their mouth to your ear the truth, all we can know is we can just guess and make our thoughts or beliefs on it. If you like this film, then you want to watch Sarah Yorn and Sailor Sky, Rotomara's film if you want to. I will see you later.